is a special Comedy Divas podcast.
I am looking forward to being the next lieutenant governor of our great state, Mississippi.
Because we are talking about an amazing project.
I hate this politics shit.
Starring the amazing Terri Vaughn.
It is my heart's desire to do what is best for those who are overlooked.
Tyler Perry's first sitcom for Netflix called She the People, written by Naya Palmer. And it premieres this week, May 22nd on Netflix. And we're going to bring her in.
Girl.
And let's bring in Naya Palmer.
Hey, how are you doing? Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful.
Thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. Thank you for being a comedy diva. You just got a great write-up about that as well.
Oh.
About women in comedy.
I know. How about that?
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
So what has been your journey? Our Comedy Divas is about telling different stories about how people took their path and journey in comedy. So how did you become a writer in comedy?
You know, when I lived in DC, I was attempting after college to work at a corporate firm that represented science-based pharmaceutical companies, pharmaceutical companies. So it was a science-based PR firm, and it wasn't fun at all. And so after work, I found an improv class to take, and it was amazing. It was so much fun, and it kind of felt like being a kid again, playing hide and go seek, just that kind of excitement. And I don't know that I was fantastic at it, but I felt like I know that I'm funny. And if I had the time to craft something, I think I could be even funnier, but improv's not it.
Improv is a great lesson to learn a lot of different skills and tools,
Absolutely.
Even if you don't implement it as an actor. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And. You know, so I decided that I was going to write scripts. And so I did as much research as possible. And I moved to LA, and I got, I got into the fellowships, the Warner Brothers program, as well as the ABC Disney Fellowship. And from there, my first job, they staffed me on Samantha Who.
And love that show.
Right?
I love that show. It was great.
Wasn't it great?
It really was. I was upset when it didn't come back. You had, of course, Melissa McCarthy was on there too, which was, she was a treat. But I'm blanking on the star.
Christina Applegate.
Oh my gosh. They had a great chemistry. That was a really, really cool show.
I think so too. I enjoyed it.
So can I back you up a little bit? So because we want to teach people about acting, and we want to teach people about comedy and writing. What are fellowships? So someone may be interested in doing one themselves.
There are opportunities that different organizations provide so that fledgling writers, newbies can have an opportunity to learn. And the best fellowships put you in touch with people who can hire you. And so this one was actually paid. From what I know, this at the time, maybe things have changed, but this was the only paid fellowship that there was in the business. I hope that it's not any longer. But so it was a really big deal to get into this program.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And what did it do for you? Because it's not the same road for everybody. So what did it do for you?
It gave me an opportunity to work, like I said, on Samantha Who. So they put me in an environment with real writers. I got to gain points, because to get into the Writers Guild, you have to have a certain amount of points that you accrue from selling material. Or also you can, every week that you're in a writer's room, you accrue points. So I was able to accrue my points so that I could be a bona fide guild member.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I learned the rhythm of how TV comedy is created in a room collaboratively. So beneficial.
No, that's very beneficial because it is
Mhm.
a collaboration. There are a bunch of writers, and you guys throw out ideas, and you guys
Mhm.
see what pops, and what kind of chemistry. So that's very important to. Do you know how to? You have to learn to play well with others, basically,
You
especially
do.
working on a sitcom.
And I haven't always done that. I'm gonna be honest, like, but I learned because they'll show you something, like they'll sit you out for a little bit until you learn. But I should back up because at one point before I got into the fellowship, I mean, the last job I had right before I got the Disney fellowship, I worked at William Morris.
Okay,
And that's a talent agency. It used to be,
a huge one.
yeah,
Yeah.
now it's WME, it's William Morris Endeavor. But I worked at William Morris when it was just William Morris. And it was a big talent agency. It was a big deal to work there. And, I went to work there because I wanted to have access to the scripts.
That
And
was
back,
smart.
oh, you're
Smart
very,
lady.
well,
Yeah,
thank you
because
very
then you can
much.
see
I
what
wanted,
sells, you can see what
uh,
works, what
right?
doesn't work. That's
I
smart.
got to work in the TV lit department. So you start to get a rhythm for how this business works and who gets chosen and what gets chosen and the barriers to entry, all of those things, you start to understand it a little bit better. My favorite thing about being an assistant at an agency was back then, they used to have something called coverage. Do you know what that is?
I do, but maybe other people don't. What is
Okay.
it? Mhm.
So coverage is when a writer pens a feature, a teleplay, whatever it is, and some professional, maybe story analyst at that particular organization, which was William Morris, they read through it and they break down what works, what doesn't work, what could make it better. It was just my favorite part of working there because I read, and just like really big time successful writers whose things have been produced, you get to read all of the coverage and it's like a master class. It really was,
It really
you know,
is. And
it
it's
was
tedious
amazing.
work.
It
Yeah,
is, so I wasn't a story analyst, but just to be able to benefit from their work it was wonderful.
that's smart. You got to really learn from the ground up, from the
I
inside
did.
out.
I
Very
did.
smart.
And also, there are a lot of people that are still in the business that worked at that agency that I know. People stick around and they become studio heads and VPs and
Absolutely.
agents and managers. So it's a good stop. A
And that's
talent
a
agency.
big part of Hollywood, period, is networking.
Yeah, because it's
It's
all about
huge.
relationships.
It's
It
all
really is.
about relationships. So be careful,
Mhm.
how you treat people, who
It
you
is,
talk
right?
to,
The world is a
it's
very small town,
very
right? And
small.
the sooner you figure that out, like, oh, you'll be better off, I think. But yeah,
And people want to work with people they like
they
or feel
do.
comfortable with.
They
So that's
do.
important.
So that's what they want. So
So you did Samantha Who, and then what happened? What was next?
I did a show. I don't know if it didn't air that long. It was called Romantically Challenged. It starred Alyssa Milano, a guy named Ricky Blitt created it.
Okay.
Um, you know, I don't know that we had more than like 2 or 3 episodes air. And after that, it's just difficult. After that, I got on a Disney show, and after that, it was I think maybe The Game, but it was the final season.
Okay.
It was
Was
years
it the
later.
first run or the second run? Because it was originally on
Second
like CW, and then so when it was on
second
BET. Okay.
run.
Hmm.
Very last season, last season. I think it was season 8. But yeah, so did that. And then I did Run the World. But all in between trying to develop and whatnot, trying to do my thing and just trying to carve out a career.
And there can be, certain roadblocks are really harder for people of color,
Mhm.
to get into those rooms, to
Well,
get those jobs. What are some of the particular challenges that you have had?
I mean, yeah, racism, sexism, cronyism, it's hard,
Yeah,
but it's hard. You can read the paper and realize like life is the iniquities of life, right? But
absolutely.
so I knew it was going to be hard. It has been hard. My grandmother hated that word. She'd always say, choose another word. Okay. So it's been challenging.
Mhm.
Um, but it's been really, really rough. But I knew, having attempted to work in corporate, I knew that wasn't my jam. And I think that's rough too.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a game I felt like I could play. Like, I'm not going to win playing this game. But as crazy as Hollywood is, I felt like, I can play this crazy shit. Like, I can do it. And yeah, it's
You can
hard,
you
but
can play that game.
I can play this crazy shit. Right? I can do it. I can do
Yeah.
this. this is nuts, but it's better than having to go in that office. And, in my opinion, it
That
wasn't
part. No,
something that,
absolutely.
right,
There's
I
real
was
work out
never going to
there.
thrive there. So it was kind of like, I got to figure out a way to make this work for me. And I did.
And what made you focus on comedy? Because you could have been a dramatic writer, but you are doing comedies. What made you do that?
I think I've always been funny. I've always had an ear for timing.
Mhm.
I think it just made sense. To me, a lot of comedy comes effortlessly. It's just really, they call it comedy, but I think it's just kind of like a glitch in the way that you look at the world. And people are like, that's so funny. And you're like, it is? Okay. People are like, you're so funny. I'm like, am I? Because it's really just the way that you see things becomes, it becomes beneficial.
Do you have any Black female comedy actresses who are some of your faves?
Yeah, I love Quinta. I love Issa. I love them all. Absolutely.
Those
Those
are
are my,
some great ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like,
And
I love everybody. I mean, I love seeing Black women on the screen. So those are the two that pop up off the top of my head. But uh, like
and they're
everybody,
also writers too. They're
right?
writers
Exactly.
and
Right.
showrunners and creators. Yeah. Mhm.
Yvonne Orji, like everyone. I mean, everyone that you can think of that you love too, I love. I'm sitting at home rooting for them as well. So,
That's
yeah.
awesome. So I would love to hear the story of how She the People came to be.
Oh, cool. Terri, it was originally Terri had a concept. Terri Vaughn, who stars in She the People,
Yes, she
had
is.
a concept for a political comedy. And it was based on, she's from the Bay Area. It was based on, I believe it was an Oakland mayor, London Breed. And she wanted to kind of do something like that.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, I'm a political wonk, so that made sense for me. And I took the idea and molded over, and we ended up shifting it. So it's not about a mayor, it's about a lieutenant governor.
Mhm.
I think who eventually has aspirations to become governor. At the time, we chose that because there aren't any other Black governors, right? And I feel like we've seen Black female governors, right? So I
Yeah.
feel like it's something that we haven't seen before. So I kind of
Mhm.
wanted to let's dig into that. So it was very, intuitive, the entire process, because obviously we're both Black women and we're dealing with this business, and it's challenging. And like I said, there's sexism, the racism, but always the comedy, because you have to laugh or you lose your mind. So
Absolutely.
Terri's absolutely hilarious. So we came up with this concept and we worked on it, and the strike came, and
Mm.
it was like a desert, like, of course, I mean, the strike came, and even after the strike was over, I think, but hold on, I think it was during the strike that Terri was like, yeah, let's do this. Let's take this world and let's make it into something. If you don't mind, will you draft a pilot? Like, would you, create a pilot? Because I had helped to shape the world, but I hadn't really done the pages for the actual teleplay.
Okay.
So I said, okay. And she said, and we're going to find financing and we're going to get it done.
Go
And
ahead, Terri.
okay,
That's
girl.
awesome.
That sounds like a lot. Okay, so at the very least, I can get this teleplay off the ground. And she loved it. She was able to even before, I think she loved it. Then she was able to pull Keisha Lance Bottoms into the mix. And
Wow. Just
Keisha,
Keisha Lance Bottoms.
just
That's
Keisha,
it.
hey
Don't call her in.
Keisha.
Hey, girl, you want to
and
come do this?
right. Keisha knew a lot of people. She was able to help us find an investor, and we shot that project within 3 days. We shot a pilot presentation within 3 days.
Oh,
And
awesome.
a number of people really loved it. And Tyler Perry loved it the most.
Okay, Mr. Perry. That's
Yeah, Mr.
awesome.
Perry. And he was also willing to move the quickest, because it was such a rough time after the strike that nobody really had money.
Absolutely. That was
Right?
big.
Because it's
Yeah,
just
the
everybody's
business
brain.
did after the strike. It
Yeah,
really
it
did.
did. And,
Yeah.
comedies are the first things to go when people are trying to save money.
Mhm.
So when you saw things coming back, it wasn't the comedies. Those weren't the first things to kind of get a second chance. It was the dramas. So, we kind of created this wellspring in the middle of the desert, and it worked.
And, I'm just so curious, from the time you guys had the idea and shot it,
Mhm.
got it to Mr. Perry and got the deal, how long was that?
I think we've been toying around with it for like a year before we even, we've been playing amongst ourselves with the concept. And then so you're asking once we shot it or what?
Yes.
Like, okay.
Once
It was once it was shot, I would say like how long until we sold it? Like
yes.
3 months.
That's amazing.
Like 3 months. We sold it within
Yeah.
like 3 months. Yeah.
That's very encouraging for,
Yeah.
anyone watching, like, hey, you guys took it upon yourselves to just take the leap and do
You
it
got to make it
yourself.
happen.
And
You
look what
have to make
happened.
it happen. Mhm.
Look what happened.
Right?
And for him to make this be his first sitcom for
Mm.
Netflix
Right?
is huge. So
It's huge.
kudos to you. Kudos,
Thank you.
kudos to
Thank
you,
you. Appreciate
for
that.
taking the leap and stepping out on faith, and look what happened.
Right?
Yeah, that's amazing. So
It is.
so
It truly
Mr. Perry liked it. We're
Mhm,
gonna go. So what was the
mhm.
next step?
He, had to I think he realized it was gonna be 16 episodes. He said that he would take the first 8, because, they were ready to move really quickly, right? And so
Okay.
you understand, like, Tyler moves very, very rapidly,
Yes, he
and
does. He's known
typically
for that.
right? And so he's like, "I love it. Let's go." Okay. And then he meant like immediately. So I think that Tyler actually he wrote like 8 he wrote the pilot he wrote a pilot based on the world that had already been created. It was great.
Mhm.
And then you look up and he wrote 7 more.
Wow. He's
And
a
that night,
machine.
he's a machine. Yeah,
Yeah.
it felt like it took him like 2 weeks. Not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm
That's
not kidding.
no, I'm a writer too, so I'm like, that's why I'm like, wow.
Right?
That's amazing.
Right? So it
Yeah.
was yeah. So we split it. So he did the first 8. I came I came to Atlanta because I live in the DMV. I came to Atlanta and watched the process, and it was amazing.
And it's such a treat as a writer to see it take its wings for each
Mhm.
process. What was that like for you? Seeing it come to life from the bottom up, from the ground up?
It's amazing. It's not, I've had things produced before, so it wasn't as if I'd never seen my vision,
Mhm.
um, acted out or produced, but it's something that, sprung from my head is like, huh, that's crazy. There are like hundreds of people working because Terri Vaughn came to me and was like, "Hey, I want to do political comedy." Like so it's very heady. So it's a lot to process.
So then you have some other amazing cast members that came on. I
Mhm.
mean, Marie Payton from Family Matters. That was,
Absolutely.
a lot of us haven't seen her for years and we just
Yeah.
love her. So what was it like working with her?
Wonderful. It was great. She was kind. It was like working with. It was like family reunion of
Yeah.
cousins you don't know, but you're like, I
You
can see
don't
how
know.
we're related. Like I get this because this
Like
feels
we
very
fam. Yeah.
natural, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that. Lovely, fun.
And what was it? Was this filmed on the studio? I would assume.
This was at Tyler Perry Studios. It was filmed at the studio. I think we spent 14 days filming the first 8. And then everybody went back home and and another wonderful EP named Tina Gordon.
Mm.
She wrote helped me write the back 8. And she wrote 5 out of the back 8, and I wrote 3. And she's amazing. I can't say enough good things about her. She's
Yeah, she's
phenomenal.
a vet. She's been around.
She's a vet. That's who you want
Yeah.
by your side when you know, I've never moved this rapidly before. So it's interesting how your blessings come to you because
Yeah.
they're here, but now you're being asked to do something you've never done before quicker than you've ever done it. Right. So that's a
Mhm.
blessing for you. It's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Absolutely.
So we spent like 2 months banging out a script a week. Um, Both of us would
Wow.
be, and then we
Wow.
right, ended up back in Atlanta in September and filmed it. And that was like another like maybe 12 days, 13 days. And we filmed the back 8. And yeah. So he's
Wow.
crazy in a good way.
An amazing way, because when did you film these?
Oh, June. Well, let's see, July 2024 for the first 8, and then mid-September for the back 8. Excuse me. Mhm.
That's awesome, and for that to already be airing now, it's not normal. It doesn't
Right.
always happen this way. That's why I'm
Doesn't.
like,
And we told this
congratulations.
in May of 2024. You see?
That
Right. You
that's
see what's
amazing.
great? Like people
Yeah,
don't know this, but that's unheard of.
that
Usually
is
you're
unheard of.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
such a quick process.
And what was the vibe like on set? What was it like? I know you said like a family reunion, but I mean, Terri is very funny. You also had Jade Nova,
Yeah.
who is very popular on social media, and she's an
Yeah.
amazing voice. What was it like working with
And
her?
Mojo Brooks. It was fun. I'm like, it was fun. It was like watching stand up but being at work and laughing and kicking it and eating snacks and like it was fun, Excuse me. We had a really good time. We had a really good time.
And do you have a favorite episode?
Mm. I do. I do. It's called Black Excellence. So
And without giving anything away, I know because you want people to experience, why in general is it your favorite episode?
I, I think it's just funny how family deals with. I think it's funny how family course corrects. Right. So that's all
Mhm.
I'm gonna because that's the back half, and that doesn't air until August. I don't know how much I can give away, but that's
Yeah.
that's what I will say. I think it's
Okay.
entertaining how family gets you together.
I think it's kinda art imitating life in a kinda weird way. What was it like being that Kamala was running for president around the time you guys were, like, writing and filming and a lot of political things were going on?
It
What
was
was that like?
perfect. It was
Yeah.
perfect. We felt energized, I felt like we were riding along with it. It just felt like, and I really thought she was gonna win because I'm absurd. So it really
No, I had the delusion with you, sis. It's all
right,
good.
of course, I'm thinking. I really thought she was going to win, and so, but it felt like a very magical time. And even though she didn't, it still was a magical time. It was just a time full of hope and possibility, and that's how I would describe that time, that whole period. Developing.
Terri, this may be a silly question, but Terri, she's known for being Levita Jenkins,
Yes,
Does she still do that? Or will she do a little bit of the accent and all? Because it was just so funny.
Net,
Some people
I'm
love it.
sure. I
Mhm.
haven't seen it. I mean,
Okay.
I haven't seen it like because she's, she could do so many other things.
Of course,
You know
absolutely.
what
But
I
it's
mean?
so beloved.
I'm
Everyone loved
sure
her.
that
Yeah.
I'm sure that she does do it, but I haven't seen it.
So, I mean, what was it like? I'm just curious. What was it like the first time, I guess you saw the poster or which really hit that it's coming out, it's this huge thing, it's on Netflix, it's with Tyler Perry. What was that like when you first saw the first, I guess, advertisement or trailer for it?
Yeah, it's surreal. It's not just one emotion you can attach to it.
Mhm.
It's a lot to process. It's exciting. It's the culmination of, lots of hard work and ass kicking. And, I feel very blessed. But yeah, it's very heady. It's great. I mean, I did a campaign walkthrough with Netflix last week, and it's like, oh my God, I'm sitting here with Netflix. And
Netflix.
we're going to have billboards. And,
Yeah.
Terri was in Times Square last week, and there was a sheet of people, electronic banner or billboard. It's crazy in a great way.
Mhm. You
Very
you
great.
you need to just go and go, "I did that. I did that." Like,
Look at that. I'm still
I did
processing
that.
that I had a hand in that. Like, oh
It's
my gosh.
it's huge, and just, thank you for making it. Just as a Black woman, right, watching it, it's
Mhm.
when I saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this looks so great. I haven't seen anything like that."
Cute.
And for it to be for Netflix, thank you for making this. You must
Oh
be
my
so
gosh,
proud.
thank you. I'm
Yeah.
very excited. I hope you guys love it. I can't wait to have some feedback and hear what you guys really think once it
What I
airs.
loved also, it looks like you have an amazing funny cast, but it looks like there's a family element to it.
There
Can you
is.
talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, even though this is basically about a woman and, and it takes place, the lieutenant governor and the politics and the filibusters. And at the heart, it's really about a woman, and we're celebrating her resilience, right?
Mhm.
And she's a mother, and she's a colleague, and she's a cousin, and she's a daughter, and she's a recent divorcee, and she's
All
trying
the
to
things.
right all the things, and she's trying to make
Mhm.
it work and successfully co-parent, but then not be she's being underestimated at work. And so I think it's incredibly relatable, right? And that's
Mhm.
why I said earlier, it's just a very intuitive process, because I think that these are things that most women deal with, the juggling of it, the multitasking that you have to do to have a decent life. So,
And Jo Marie plays her mom, correct?
yes,
And who was the character that Jade plays?
her cousin.
Okay. It
Mhm.
looks like a ton of fun.
Yes.
So, what was it like? I know you said you were able to be on the studio. Tyler Perry's studio is like its own city.
Mhm.
I've seen it. It's just amazing, and just for this Black man who have done that. But what was it like being on the lot? It's like its own city. It's like all the major Paramount and Universal all rolled into one.
Yeah, it's the best lot I've ever been on.
Mm.
I think for the pilot, I remember there was a scene where there was a house party and there was a pool in the backyard, and there was an active working pool. And he has
Wow.
created like a neighborhood. It's like a subdivision on his lot that he has created. And it's all these houses, and we're just filming in the pool. Like, it's the houses, the electricity works. I mean, you could really, not that we would, but you could really just, move in. It's crazy. I say that a lot. I'm sorry.
No,
It's wild. How about that?
if it's crazy, it's crazy.
It's wild stuff.
It's kind of surreal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a kid's parody. When I was growing up, I was really into dollhouses and miniatures.
Weren't we
And
all? Mhm.
right. And it's kind of like, can you imagine, in a lot of ways, I feel like I equate that with like Tyler, like, oh, this is your like dollhouse. This whole lot is like where he essentially gets to play. And
Yeah.
so that's what it felt like to me. It felt like just paradise for a creator.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, you guys broke it up into 2 parts. It seems like it was planned from the beginning to do that.
Mhm. Yeah.
And, so the first part is May 22nd. When this airs, we're gonna air this next Sunday, so it's going to be that week. So
Yes.
what can people expect from She the People?
I think they can expect lots of laughter and to see themselves reflected in these characters and their family members, and maybe some challenges they've dealt with in their own personal lives, at work, at home. They're going to see, they're going to see themselves. So,
And we're excited. It looks really,
me
really
too.
good. It looks really, really fun. It's something I feel like is needed. And I just respect seeing a Black woman being in such a great position in, you know,
Right.
in a place of power, but also a place of class, a place of
Right.
strength, place
Right.
of love, a place of family. I can see all of those things in the trailer. It
Right.
just looks
Right.
like you want to
And
take
not
that ride.
perfect, but,
Yeah,
goodness, but
absolutely
doing the
not.
best she can. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Flawed, but doing the
Absolutely.
best she can.
Absolutely. And I love that we see her husband, Terry's real life husband,
Yes,
is in it as
hurrah!
well. I love it.
Yeah,
That's
they had a
right,
good
Terry.
time. They had a good
Get your
time working
boo in
together.
there. Get
They're
your boo in
great.
there. I would
Well,
too.
why not? Why
Absolutely. We
not?
all gonna get this money.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
they made it
wonderful.
happen.
So what do you want to do in the future? I would love to hear what do you want to do next?
Oh, I have a grief comedy I want to explore. I
Oh,
actually I had it set up somewhere, but the strike. So I'm, kind of
damn
starting
strike.
from
Ugh.
starting from scratch with that. But yeah, my
Mhm.
mom died years ago, and it was very sudden and
Oh,
unexpected.
very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Mhm.
It was awful, but it was such a period of growth, and
Yeah.
I grew,
Yeah.
like, in ways I could have never imagined. I met my husband. I mean, like, so during the worst period of my
Mm.
life, I had some of
Mm.
the biggest blessings and the biggest, probably the most significant opportunity to grow I've ever had in my life. And I think that's the when I say grief that's what I wanna focus on. I have a
Mhm.
feature film I'm tinkering with right now, a
Do
romantic
it. We need more. Do it.
So those are the two projects I got.
Yeah.
Working on. So
yeah.
Hopefully I'll be back soon to talk about those.
Okay, yes, we want to have you back for that. And I would encourage you for the grief one. I totally get it. In dealing with grief in my family too, it is hard. Comedy and laughter can get you through so much. It really, really can. It's healing. It's healing. Really healing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's healing. It's so much healing in comedy, right? And the ability to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
You can cry too, but also it's the laughter for me. So
absolutely. And you feel so much joy. You feel it from the inside out. Especially with Black people. We feel comedy with our whole body. Right? We're on the floor. We're in the air. We're everywhere. We feel it all through and through.
Indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. So where can people find you if they want to follow you and see more things you're doing?
Sure, you can call me at 323. I'm kidding.
I love it.
Call me on my mobile.
Call me.
Call me, y'all. You got it. Nia Palmer, Trusty at IG. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's you're Mrs. Trusty. That's that boo you found.
Yes. That's the boo I found. It's pretty wonderful.
That's the boo you found. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Nia. This is amazing. And we look forward to seeing She the People.
Thank you, Sharon. I'll be back and you can tell me what you think about it.
Absolutely. It looks so fun. Okay, and everybody check it out May 22nd. She the People on Netflix.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much
for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for being here. Nia was amazing. Please watch She the People. We have to support these projects. We have to make sure we get the numbers in there so we can see more like it. This is Tyler Perry's first sitcom. This sister wrote it, and we're excited to see it. This is Sharon B. for Comedy Divas Girl Talk and She the People. Go watch it. Thanks, guys. Bye.
I am looking forward to being the next lieutenant governor of our great state, Mississippi.
I hate this politics shit. Mama, have you been smoking weed? I chew it.
That's the best way to do it.
Here's the governor now.
You must be Miss Dunkerson.
I'm ready for duty, sir.
And who are these lovely folks?
This is my family.
You're moving to the lieutenant governor's mansion.
The floors are beautiful.
We can't even see the floors because of this rug.
Well, who was that?
Head of security.
He could be your new man. She's saying,
Yes, she do need a man.
She need a man.
She's a candidate.
She is right here with her children.
Gentlemen, that is Chief of Staff.
Doesn't Lieutenant Governor get to choose her own staff?
In most cases, yes.
Why not this case? I'm gonna need some dinner and a lot of wine.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to be more involved.
You mean well, but politics doesn't.
Is that racist? Because I saw her do it, so I thought I could do it.
I was doing it because my hair itched.
Oh.
Bitch.
Girl, I think I can make a difference.
You just be a good girl, all right?
And I really don't think that he thinks I'm qualified.
Girl, do you know where you are? Have you looked at the power that you have here? Don't come for me!
What you gonna do? That bad bitch gonna show up?
Pump my shoulders.
When you want something and you earn something, you fight for it.
It is my heart's desire to do what is best for those who are overlooked.
Oh! Kids, you know who this is? Mary J. Blige. I didn't know we was about to be attacked by all of Nick Cannon's kids at once there.